Jai Hind everyone. My lecture topic is Women in Armed Forces. Since the inception of Indian Armed Forces, women were not allowed in the Indian Army and Air Force and Indian Navy. They were only allowed for the auxiliary services. In 1992, it was the first time when Women Short Service Commission was made, and women were part of it. Short Service Commission is the tenure of 5 to 14 years where women can serve as not as a permanent commissioned officer. After that, in 2015, it was the first take from the Indian Air Force, and it allows women to join Indian Air Force as fighter pilots also. In 2020, Supreme Court ruled that they allowed women in permanent commissions also. If I talk about present scenario, around 9,000 plus women officers are there in the Indian Army, Navy, and Air Force. Women, for example, women's are Major Abhilasha Barak made India proud. She chose Army Aviation Corps, and she was a combat officer. Indian Army in 2021 inducted the Army Aviation course also. If I talk about the challenges faced by the women, there are physiological challenges in which they were denied the major roles in the Indian Army, and because of the mother care and the childhood care, they uh, they have to spend more times in the Indian Armed Forces, and they were separated from the family also, which allow them to retire early in the stage, and it also affects their physical and mental health. The environment of the Indian Army and Air Force and Navy is more of male counterparts, and they did not get all the specified needs of the women in the armed forces. After that, uh, for example, if I give more examples of the women officers, Punita Arora ma'am, who was the first Lieutenant General in the Army and Vice Admiral in the Indian Navy, made India proud. And Mitali Madhumita ma'am was the first recipient of the Sena Medal in 2011. And if I talk about Divya Ajit Kumar ma'am, who got first Sword of Honor in the OTA as a lady cadet. And why is the need of the women in the armed forces? There are various challenges in the armed forces where we like changing environment of the war nowadays, like cyber crime is increasing day by day, satellite warfares, etc. So in Indian Army, it is not only the physical demands which is to be completed, but also the mental demands also there. If I talk about global scenario in in all over the world, just like countries, Iraq is not allowing their women, and also Pakistan is not allowing their women in the in the armies and air force. India is working towards it, and India is doing very well in this scenario. For example, North Korea is also the 40% of the women's in their armed forces are women, and also in South Korea they are 4%, and in Russia 10%, and China 13%. In conclusion, I would like to say that if a woman choose armed forces as their career, they already proved that they have so many courage and so many determination in them. They proved themselves there, and if they are ready to do it, we can provide them more and more infrastructure and opportunities to prove themselves. Thank you.